25 buses daily? No way. No way. Chicago, you have some explaining to do. Mayor, you're spending all these tax people's dollars. What are you doing with their money? The safety of Chicago is crazy. The Windy City to me is becoming too windy. Turbulence ahead. Watch this video.
Channel 5, and right now we'll turn to the growing migrant crisis in Chicago. State leaders say they've been told to expect up to 25 buses of migrants each day.
Hold up.
New tension between the governor,
25 buses each day? Really, 25 buses each day entering your city with people that you don't know about? Who's authorizing these things? Isn't that unsafe? I see why crime's going up. The people that's committing the crime is the people that you letting in. Smash that like if you agree. I see why it's going up. What do you think? It seems to me they taking care of the immigrants more than they taking care of the citizens. You seem like your taxpaying dollars, you being a citizen, your taxpaying dollars is ensuring that your competition will be better than you. Smash that like if you agree. Not 25 buses daily in Chicago. It's becoming super windy in Chicago, wouldn't you say? And someone has to be accountable for this. Who is held responsible for this? But let's continue.
And the White House. And with all of them being from the same Democratic Party, they're treading softly, but at the same time, pointing fingers. Our political reporter, Marianne Ahern, is here now with the latest information on the crisis.
And you see, that's what happens with the blame game. One thing I notice about the political realm, everyone always point the finger. No one wants to take fully responsibility of what's going on, right? And they still get paid. I'm tired of the okie doke. You're spending to be represented, and then you always misrepresent it. So why spend? That's my question. Why spend? That's like you buying something, right? And you never received it. But you keep on buying it, knowing that you're not going to receive it. See, the joke would then be on you. You have to take responsibility for this, especially if they don't. You have to be accountable, especially if the people that you're giving your money to, these politicians, these presidents, don't have your best interests at heart. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what president, what political leader really did anything in your best interest. And if so, how? Share it with me, because I haven't seen this in this reality. Share it with me. I would like to know.
Good afternoon, Stefan. There is a new tone in this migrant crisis. Last August, then Mayor Lightfoot said, send them all here. Everyone was welcome. That is not what we're hearing today.
But it's a reason why the mayor says send them all there, because they know that this is how they get money from the state. If you're having problems in your city, some of these problems to me are manufactured problems. He asked to receive these people. Now you're telling me you can't do nothing with it. Now you're going to ask the government for more money to facilitate. That was the gameplay in the beginning. It's all about the money. That's why to me it's not a crisis, it's manufactured. They're letting those people come across the border. Why? So their state can be incentivized for those same people come across the border. Did you know that each person that comes across that border, right, is a $40,000 ticket to the state? Now, I don't think that the migrants receive that $40,000. It'd be a fool if they received all the money. The money is going to where? Transportation company, these buses that's coming to pick these immigrants up and take them elsewhere. Look into who owns these bus companies and how are they affiliated with the politicians. That's one thing. I almost got them. Put a comment down below if you almost got them. The second thing is this. Like I say, each state is incentivized for having immigrants. They're going to ask the government for more money. Same thing they're doing in New York. He asked for $5 billion. I'm sure he will receive it. Will he spend it on the right thing? 9 times out of 10, they're printing trillions of dollars a day. America's in debt. We just lost our AAA credit rating scores. Now we got a AA battery. Imagine you having a remote that uses AAA batteries. Now you got to use a AA battery because you're no longer trusted. What in the world? Can someone give me a thought about that? But listen to me. First we said the buses. Let's tie the knot. Where are these immigrants housed? Put a comment down below. Where are these immigrants housed? They're not in shelters. They're in tent cities, and most of them are in where? In hotels. 4 to 5 star hotels. They're not at the 1-star, 2-star motels. They put them up in the hotels. So who else is getting the payout? The hotels are getting the payout as well. To me, this is well orchestrated. This is well orchestrated. The hotels are getting the payout as well, right? We all know that ain't nobody going to no hotel no more. You got Airbnb. The mass amount of people aren't going to hotels anymore because the Airbnb and prices is beating. You can have a whole house for the same price that you can have a room in a hotel. And it could be private. You could do your own thing without any type of regulations, right? Smash that like if you agree. So we know that the money goes to the hotels, right? And the money goes to the transportation system. Who own these hotels? How are the hotels kicking money back to the state? This is how these politicians will get rich. They're filtrating your money. They're literally filtrating your money. But let's continue.
For the migrants sent to the Chicago area is staggering. Governor Pritzker wants the federal government to step up its help.
I would say collectively we're talking about $500 million at least when you add what the city has done and the state has done. So we need reimbursement for those dollars. They promised
$500 million. What in the world? $500 million? That's how much it costs? Really? Is that really how much it costs? Or is that how much will be? Or is this a dirty laundromat? Leave your comments down below if you think the politicians, they're into laundromats. I personally believe the way it's looking, everyone is filtrating money through the government, through the state, to put it in their own pockets. Because I don't understand why all these politicians end up being millionaires with the salaries that's over just $100,000. What investment did they make? What did they do? How much money did they receive? Did they responsibly spend the money? We just speculating here. No allegations. We just speculating. Because I just begin to think it's wild and weird out here. Can we talk about it? I just want to talk about it. It's wild in New York. It's wild in Texas. It's wild in Chicago. It's wild in California. Crime rate is skyrocketing. Interest rate is skyrocketing. Everything is taking off at the same time. Smash that like if you agree.
Pritzker's letter to President Biden made public and therefore showing the challenge Biden faces from within his own party, asks for better bus coordination, send federal staff to Illinois to help process the migrants, as well as more money for housing, food, and social services.
We have to have better coordination with every single level of government, and that includes the state of Texas.
lots of communication between staff on my end and staff for the governor of Texas. And I've made it very clear that the governor needs to stop what he's doing and that we all should be working on reform together. He shouldn't have to deal with all of the folks who are coming across the border and staying in Texas.
The White House responded to Pritzker's letter, pointing to, quote, House Republicans continue to block the reform the immigration system needs.
There the blame game go again. House Republicans, House Democrats. They're pointing finger. No one is taking responsibility. That's the problem. If you're not going to take responsibility and be accountable for your actions, life as you know will be stagnant. If you're not accountable for your actions, this is the same game that's going to get played throughout all our lifetimes. Ain't nothing changing. Because ain't no one being responsible. The Democrats blaming the Republicans. The Republicans blaming the Democrats. But all y'all sip tea together. All y'all go to wineries together. All y'all getting money together. So I'm confused. The only person that's getting finessed out here is the middle class and the citizens. The taxpayers that's honestly going to work, honestly paying their bills, doing everything honest. But look, how could you be honest in a world that's so dishonest and the people that govern you is so dishonest? I'm confused. I see why all these problems are happening and things are out of control. Because the people at the top is worse off than the people at the bottom. To me, they're the same people. It's a cause and effect. The people at the top cause things to happen to the people at the bottom. It's simple. And when I mean people at the top, I mean, I'm not talking about in totality. It's always some good people at the top. Right? But the majority aren't. Do anyone beg to disagree? The majority are not. These politicians does not have your best interest at heart. But they get paid no matter what. They taking dollars out of your pockets no matter what. That's who I'm directing this energy to. Smash that like, subscribe if you agree. We must do something about this. Because guess what? It's going to continue to happen. It's going to continue. This has been happening since I came to the Americas. Blaming politicians. Blaming Democrats. Blaming Republicans. Everyone pointing the finger. No one is taking accountability. It's been happening for well over 15 years, 20 years. It is time for a change. And no, I'm not Obama. Not that type of change. It's time for a real change.
We requested. The Biden team also notes it has sent $46 million to Chicago and Illinois in grant funding.
Oh, boy.
What?
Mr. Governor,
46
have you
million?
looked at all the options available? It's
Also
easy.
today, Pritzker looks to
They sent them 46 million when they wanted, what they say? 500 million. So they sent them a fraction of it. They basically sent them like 10%, 15% of it. Not even 10%. We're looking at more like a merely 3 to 4%. 500 compared to 46. What? Something ain't right. The math not mathing up. Nothing's adding up nowadays. That's not right. So you're getting money and the problems that you have is still being underserved. So doesn't that spill over into the community? My thing is, how will the community be affected by this? Crime rate will skyrocket. I see why they're lifting these bills and stuff, because they already know the problem was manufactured, right? And there are side effects that's going to happen because of this. Now, the next people that get paid is the jail system, because when they come knocking on your door for all them people who looting and stealing and doing all this and that, it's a setup. That's why I'm sitting back, relaxing, eating my popcorn, getting my money, because it's a setup. I don't want to be labeled as that. I don't want to be involved with that. I don't want to be represented by that. They don't represent me. Only I represent me. My lady represent me. Those are the only people that can honestly represent me based on principles. I had to cut a couple friends off for not representing the brand correctly. See, in life, you got to make these decisions. People don't change. Most don't. Some may, but most don't. So instead of trying to fix things, right, focus on getting that bag. Because they're focused on it. So why should you? But let's continue.
Criticism he received from Chicago aldermen just a few days ago.
We have a good relationship with the mayor and the mayor's office, and we're about getting things done, and so is the mayor.
The bottom line, the state has not yet received those 25 buses a day, but does say it must prepare in case that happens, Stephen.
It's daunting just to think about it. Marianne Ahern.
Daunting ain't the word. It's horrific. It's horrific. It's not right. Daunting is the least of the words you can use. Horrendous. These are the type of words you should use. It's not a immigration. It's a crisis. It's a invasion. Those are the words that you need to use. It's corruption. It's mass corruption. You know, unprecedented. These are the words that defines this event. So what would you do at your border How would your kids be affected? How would your food supply be affected? Right? How would the safety of your community be affected? We paying these tax dollars for what? To get misrepresented? On that note, this is another episode of Healthy Discussion. Smash that like button. I want to see what you guys think. Give me some comments down below. Thanks for sending me an email to cover up this video. I appreciate it. I appreciate the people that's sending me an email. Look at the description. You will find everything that you need to get in contact. Forward me what you want me to talk about. And it shall happen. As long as it's in my niche. On that note, share this content because sharing is caring. And sharing bring awareness to the platform. Peace, love, and blessings.